Lowe's knows Sundays are for football, so tackle your home improvement projects by Saturday and earn your Sunday with great deals on LG and Bosch appliances, select Bounty and Swiffer cleaning products, and more. Then once your to-do list is done, get ready to kick back, relax, and enjoy the game. Shop in-store or online now and earn your Sunday with help from Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Get almost anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get chicken parmesan delivered. A little escape? No. A delicious bowl of grapes? Yes, that. An afternoon stroll? Sorry, no. A burrito bowl? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
Toyota's all in all season with another year of Toyota Game Day giveaways. The official automotive partner of the NFL is giving fans the chance to win epic prizes like Brock Purdy's favorite Toyota Sequoia, NFL shop gear, and more. Play for free by predicting which big plays will happen during the second half of every Sunday night football game. This is going to be fun. Visit toyota.com/NFL now to learn more. Toyota, let's go places. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Ends on 2/8/26. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and over. For complete details, how to enter prizes, and official rules, visit toyotasgamedaygiveaways.com.
Ron Rivera, the winningest coach in the history of the Carolina Panthers, an All-American at Cal, the current GM of the Cal Bears. We'll talk a little bit about that, but mostly remembering the season that was the 2015 season, the Super Bowl 50 season, with our coach Ron Rivera.
30 seasons of Panther football, a celebration of the players, coaches, and other key figures who've contributed to the organizational success.
Ron, great to catch up with you. And as we said, we're going to talk mostly about 10 years ago, a decade of looking back at that great season of 2015. But you were in town recently. Congratulations on getting the Bronco Nagurski Legends of the Game Award. What was it like to come back to Charlotte? Do you get back here very often?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, the welcome that we got, Stephanie and I got when we were introduced, was really cool. And it's always nice to be able to come back to a very receptive community here, and it was neat. We really enjoyed ourselves, and we try to get back as often as we can. Our daughter Courtney is back in the community, so she loves it here. So it's nice for her to be able to have mom and dad come in once in a while.
That's great. Well, you'll always be a part of this area. Obviously, people love you here. And in addition, now you're back at the alma mater, back at Cal, where you were an All-American, as we mentioned, got that award, as we mentioned, from the Bronco Nagurski folks out there in Charlotte. But what's it like being the general manager in today's college football? Don't want to get too deep in the weeds, but obviously transfer portal and dealing with contracts and all those kinds of things. It's a very challenging time in college football.
It is. It does challenge you, and it's one of those things that you have to really understand how you're doing it, and then you got to go out and do it better. And that's the hard part, because, with revenue share, quote unquote, the salary cap, you've got to make it fit. And then you also get guys that want more. And so that's kind of the rough spot there, is you're trying to figure out, what's going next.
Without getting into great details, do you see changes coming as far as something to the degree of making it more organized, maybe even making it more like the NFL model as far as the calendar and the way things are dealt with, these guys getting paid now?
Yes. And I think what has to happen is they have to they'll have to figure something out, put some parameters up, and just kind of keep everybody in line. Because I mean, a coach whose team qualifies for the CFP is not coaching it because he took another job. I mean, in the NFL, that doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen.
It's a crazy time. Well, let's talk about your time with the Carolina Panthers. And you've had such a great football life, obviously, playing at Cal, being an assistant coach after your career, a couple stops as a coach in the league as coordinator and a head coach. But those 9 years as coach of the Carolina Panthers, And then to pinpoint that season, 2015, and we'll get into the Super Bowl part of it, the postseason, all that in a little bit. But as you reflect on like that year of starting out 14-0 and finishing 17-2 overall, what are kind of some of the broad memories you take from that great season?
I think that the biggest thing was, that was the culmination. 2015 was the culmination of everything we worked towards. And that was to get to the Super Bowl. The plan was to win it. Obviously we didn't, but it did culminate in us getting there. It did culminate in a lot of positive pluses, things for us that was really, really good. And so that was kind of the plus, obviously everything we worked for, everything we talked about from the day I started. For the first day, this is what's crazy, Jim, a lot of people don't understand. The first time I spoke to the entire team was the day we opened up training camp, my first year. Because remember, there was a lockout.
Right.
We had no spring. We had no opportunity to do OTAs, mini camps. There was nothing like that. And so really getting in front of them that first day and setting the expectations and then achieving it, that was what was even better. And I think that's one of the things that, was very gratifying for me personally. And I think it was really very gratifying for a lot of our players because, we had a lot of those guys from the team that went 2-14 that was with us when we went to the Super Bowl.
And that's amazing. You carried so many. And then you would go back, I've talked with a number of those players, of course, from this team that we're talking about. And everyone points back to 2014 and how you guys finished when you were 3-8-1, lose that game at Minnesota, but then you win 4 in a row to win the division, win a playoff game after that. Is that kind of where the roots of this all began? Because you look back now, it's hard to say out loud. You won 18 regular season games in a row. That's a crazy number.
Well, the thing that a lot of people don't understand or realize or remember, though, is, every year, my first 3 years, we had strong Decembers. And it was putting everything together and it taking off and going in the right direction. That's what was really cool. But the hard part about it more than anything else is, it's a tough sustain. It really is. But the thing I think about the 2014 was when I think our guys realized the mantra that we were going to carry going into 2015 was, hey, let's be the better team. I talked to them about, hey, look, when we took that run in December 2014, I got in front of them and said, the best team doesn't always win. The team that plays the best that day is the team that wins. And we kind of carried that from that point on in the playoffs in 2014, and then it spilled over into 2015. And I think that was one of the things that got us rolling.
And it's an amazing number of games that you guys won and carried that into starting 14-0. Obviously, the next year, the only loss was late in the season to Atlanta, but then you bounced back with the late win to finish out the season. And it's into the playoffs. Seattle was an interesting game because you had the big lead, then they make it interesting. Yeah. But that Arizona game in Charlotte for the NFC Conference Championship game, and you're champions of the NFC with that win, It was so lopsided. That was such a good Arizona team. Was that maybe the most complete and dominating victory of your tenure with the Panthers, do you think?
Yes, I really do. I just, there were just some things that really stood out, and that whole game stands out still in my mind because of the snow. Don't forget how Saturday was and Sunday morning was. But the way the guys played, that really was, and I'll be honest, I almost wonder if we played our best game too soon. And that's one of the things that I still think about it. I really do. I do even so much that I don't know if you know the story, but when we got our NFC Championship rings, when we were designing them, myself and Dave Gettleman and Danny, we all were in there and we're talking, and Danny said, we'll put this, and then we'll put the record 17-2. And I said, whoa. I said, wait a minute. I said, no, I'm not gonna. I don't want 17-2 on this. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, the truth is, guys, we won the NFC at 17-1. And this is the NFC Championship ring. This is not the NFC loser ring. And Eddie Morrison looked at me like, what are you talking about? And for a second, Dave Gettleman kind of looked at me funny too. And I said, guys, I'm just telling you, this is an NFC Championship ring. That's what everybody's going to know it as. And if you put 17-2 on it, it's no longer an NFC Championship ring. It's a Super Bowl loser ring. And so I said, Ron, we can't do this. Never been done before. And I looked at the Jostin guy. Is that true? And he goes, it never has been done, Coach. And I said, well, I'll tell you what. If you put 17-1 on my ring, I'll never wear it. And he looked at me and I said, I want 17-1 on mine. And so my ring says 17-1.
So you got a special one off then. Everyone else got the other ring.
I really do. And I did that intentionally because, like I said, to me, that's the thing that we all miss, because I've talked to guys that have lost that game, and you know what they do? They don't wear their ring. They don't, you try to explain. I said, no, I'm going to explain mine as the NFC Championship ring. We won that at 17-1.
That's a great point. I'm glad you did it that way. That actually makes more sense to me. It's a conference championship ring, and that's the record that it was through that time. And that was such a great win. Like I said, people have to remember how good that Arizona team was with Coach Arians, and that was a great thing. And, of course, we talked to a number of different players about the game, and just to kind of compartmentalize it for you, just of all the different guys you had on that team, they all kind of come back to it was no one thing, it was a lot of little things.
Yes.
Is that kind of how you view it as far as that game?
Yeah. I mean, we had one of our most reliable guys missed a chip block. One of our most reliable guys fumbled. Not only did he fumble once, but he fumbled twice. He hadn't fumbled in like 5 years. I mean, that's how screwy this game was. Josh Norman breaks on an early pass. I mean, he should have intercepted the ball, and we should have gone 7-7 almost immediately. I mean, he had a chance and he dropped it. I mean, think about that. We had guys that had interceptions, drop balls that hit them in the hands. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how we missed a couple of sacks early in the game we should have had. I mean, you just wonder, what was it? What was that momentum thing that we just lost?
It was, and you look at the score, you look at the box score, that was a one-possession game, first of all, in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
And I don't have it in front of me, but Peyton Manning was something like 130 yards, no touchdowns with an interception. I mean, Coney Ealy would have been the MVP of the game if the Panthers had won.
Yes, he could have been. I mean, that's how crazy it is. But, and there were a lot of little things that, again, that just didn't go our way, and it was maddening just see how that went.
Well, I ask all the guys this, and there's no right answer to it. It's not even something you can answer, but I still ask the question, would it have changed anything in your life afterwards? 10 years later, as you look back, would life be any different? Or obviously you want to have the win. That's a given. Is anything changed in your humanity of what you are, the fact that you didn't get the win? Or was there maybe even something that is learned of the lesson of not winning that you take away from it?
Well, I learned a lot from not winning. That's for sure. But, you know what, Jim, that's an unfair question, because I've had a great life. I can't complain. I cannot complain one bit. I mean, I really can't. As much as I wanted to win, I can't complain, because my life I've been very fortunate to be very blessed to have the family that I have, to have the friends that we've had, to do things that we've done in our lives. And it's all because of football. I mean, that's how fortunate I am to have been able to love this game, play this game, coach this game, and now give back to the game. So honestly, no, I can't. As much as I want to say, my life would be even better. That's not fair to say. It really isn't, because my life is exactly what it should be, and I'm very blessed.
Well, you'll be pleased to know and expect to know every guy, and I've done this for Super Bowl 38 and 50, and all the guys have very similar answers to yours. Of course, you want to win the game, but in the end, it doesn't change the whole experience of the great season and everything in life that comes around that as well. And you guys had the MVP that year. I mean, Cam Newton. I mean, he had some good years, but what an amazing season he had when you look back. The only MVP in the history of the franchise.
Oh, I know, and that's the crazy part is he had such a great year, and unfortunately, people, they still think about him not trying to get on that ball, and it's one of those things that, it gets ingrained in guys, quarterbacks' heads that during practice, don't jump on the ball, don't you? And that's like that little hesitation, and people, and that's so unfair, because the dude did so much, and he was so amazing, and he played with his personality and with character. I mean. And with the type of emotion that he typically does. It's so unfair. I mean, the dude was special. He'll always be special, and I think, and hopefully, that one loss will not deter him from achieving what he wants, and that's, I believe, be a Hall of Famer.
No, you're right, and you'll get there without him, and obviously all the great contributions of other Hall of Fame type players, a lot of Pro Bowl players on that team. All right, Coach Ron, last thing, we'll let you go. Fans don't get to hear from you often. Like you said, you were just recently back in town, but 10 years later, and just talking to Panther fans today, what's kind of your general message to Panther Nation?
Oh, just hey, thank you very much for all the support that you've given us throughout the years, and I know they were very special. And let's get behind Dave Canales and this team and see if we can we can help cheer them on to a victory. I mean, I'd love to see them get into. I mean, they're close. I'd love to see them get into the playoffs. I really would. I just think it would be a really good thing for the city and get the energy going again.
Yeah, it's great seeing things back in that direction overall. Well, Ron, great to visit with you once again. Continue great success out there in Cal, and hope to see you down the road.
I appreciate it, Jim, and happy holidays.
Subscribe to 30 seasons of Panther football on the iHeartRadio app, Panthers.com and Team app, Apple Podcast, or Spotify.
PCs powered by Snapdragon X Elite processors are made to go the distance. With blazing fast performance, next-level efficiency, and multi-day battery life, Snapdragon processors are built to tackle it all, from highlight reel editing to intense player research, so you can be at the top of your game wherever the day takes you. Learn more at snapdragon.com/laptops. Snapdragon, the heart of your PC.
Battery life varies significantly based on device settings, usage, and other factors.
Get almost anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get chicken parmesan delivered. A little escape? No. A delicious bowl of grapes? Yes, that. An afternoon stroll? Sorry, no. A burrito bowl? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.